This is basically a research, an action research wing that supports the governor in doing basically carrying out his duties. With that, I think I will end my speech there. The rest of it is written on my presentations here, which I request to give to you. Thank you.
So much, Asante sana. Please let's appreciate him. So our next speaker will be a representative of the business community, Mr. Sylvester Onyango Opunde. Mr. Onyango, please.
Habari za leo. Kwa majina naitwa Sylvester Onyango Opunde. Business niko Ugunja. Kwa hii mkao ambao nimekaa kwa sauti ya Ugunja, CBO, Ugunja Sigombe Sidindi. Neno langu CS yenye naweza kuomba utusaidie kwa upande wa biashara ambao tunafanya. Tuko na shida sana kubwa kwa hii kiwanja ya biashara ambao tunafanya nje. KRA officers. Naomba wakati mnakaa kwa mikao yenu na panel CS ya business, tunaomba at least walete mkutano karibu na wananchi. Tunapatana na shida sana. All team chief or assistant chief or protocol act, biashara iko na nafasi kubwa sana ya kuchunga nchi. Unaona biashara mingi zinaanguka kulingana na wananchi ambao wamekuwa deployed KRA. Unaweza itwa kwa ofisi ya KRA iko nyuma yetu hapa. Hiyo system hujui chochote ambayo iko ndani. Ukifunguliwa hivi, wewe kitu yenye unaona next ni kikufa. Mimi in person juzi nimeitwa Nairobi, account yangu imeitwa premium business person. Imeondolewa Siaya, imeondolewa Kisumu, imepelekwa Nairobi. Kuingia kwa ofisi napata nimepatiwa bill ya 280 million. Nilipe. Nikalia machozi hakuna mwenye alinipanguzia. Nikaeleza mkuje kwa biashara yangu mvisiting kama hiyo biashara inaweza kuwa na hiyo mkao. Bwana CS, naomba kwa nafasi ambao nimepata leo, naomba ujumbe wangu ufikise. Bwana Governor, naomba milkilio ya wafanyi biashara sauti ya Ugunja CBO ifikie serikali ya juu. Nikitoka upande wa biashara kidogo, umejua biashara inaenda na inchi, county government in Siaya. Tunaomba bwana governor yetu in Siaya utusaidie kidogo kwa maneno mengine iko inatusumbua hapa. Distribution permit. Unapata kama mimi niko biashara na niko kwa transport, unaweza kuja kununua vitu kwa duka ambao tunafanya kazi, utieleze upeleke kwa jirani hapo Butere. Butere ndio next county yenye tuko. Ukifika huko gari inakuwa clamped, unaitishwa distribution permit. Distribution permit is about 78,000. So bwana governor, tunaomba kulingana na ile mikao yenye mko ya trade, mtusaidie hapo. Unapata huyo customer amenunua mzigo kwa siku moja, hawezi kuja kesho. Ukienda clamp umepigwa, gari imeshikiliwa, mzigo imekuwa sorted na ni vitu za kuharibika. Inabidi hiyo naomba tu nichukue 7 columns. Biashara ndio inchi. Serikali na biashara ni vitu zinaenda pamoja. Naomba tu bwana governor yetu na bwana CS unipe nafasi kidogo. Inchi na biashara na serikali ni vitu zinatembea pamoja. So hiyo upande wa distribution permit in county government mnge tusaidia kama governor yetu, mtusaidie. Na mtrain officer yenu, mtu akiongea nimekuja tu hapa si kujua mimi nimeletea huyu jamaa mali yake ni kama ndugu zetu ambao wanafanya hii county ya Siaya, wanaweza kuja kwa duka waseme wanunue mali utupelekee nyumbani. Ukifika umebeba nini? Nimebeba vitu fulani, fungua gari, distribution permit iko wapi? Una trade yoyote yenye umeenda kufanya kwa another county? So bwana governor, tunaomba hiyo muongee mkirudi huko. Neno langu ya tatu, upande wa security team. Bwana CS, tunaomba utusaidie kwa upande wa security, upande wa DCI office. Kenya in DCI office na wananchi, kuna vitu wananchi wajui. Mimi kama hapa Sylvester Onyango Punde niko na kesi Ugunja OB 52, date ni date 26 mwezi wa 4 2024. I lose my car, lienda police station nikareport, kesi ikaandikwa OB, ikaenda kwa OCS, ikaenda kwa DCI office. Ikifika kwa DCI office ni barua ambayo imefaa iende kwa Insurance Plaza na DCI office na timu wake wa kufanya kazi yenye ilifaa wafanye. Juu ya interest yao ilikuwa against me. Mpaka saizi kesi yangu ukienda kwa insurance wanasema police officer waja proceed document ambao tunahitaji in this case. So naomba bwana CS ongea na team of DCI office kwa zile case ambao wanazipata, wasaidie wananchi. Mimi nikipoteza gari nifike kwa ofisi ya DCI ananiambia umeuza gari yako mwenyewe ama imeibiwa. Ni swali ambao ukisikia unakuwa na hasira, na gari nimepoteza 15 million. Ni report yake imefaa kama area officer for security aandike report atume kwa insurance, anakataa kuandika kwa personal interest.
Naomba ufupisha tafadhali, hatuna muda wa kutosha na tuko na viongozi wengi ambao wangependa kuongea.
Asante madam. Nimemalizia tu kama sasa nikikuja kwa upande wa bodaboda in Ugunja town, kuna issue tuko nayo mingi. Imekuwa juzi tumekuwa na death moja in Sega. Bodaboda rider alipata abiria akabeba, alikuwa anapeleka in Bumala, kufika Sega, between Sega airport to Sega town, akagongwa na soka akapoteza maisha. Ni close of my mind, amepotea hivyo, pikipiki nayo pia imepotea. So tunaomba upande wa security itusaidie kwa vitu kama hizo.
Asante sana, thank you so much. Tafadhali kwa heshima naomba.
Asante.
Asante, mpigieni makofi. So our next speaker will be a representative of the village elders, Madam Rosemary Omude. Karibu.
Thank you, Madam. To the CS, Mr. Murkomen, all the protocol observed, and the chiefs and the assistant chiefs, good afternoon. My name is Rosemary Omudo. I want to represent the village elders and the community. We have a challenge in the community down there. The village elders, long ago, not very long, you came with a procedure that they are going to be paid. This gave a morale to them and they have been waiting for it. I just request that you implement so that at least we get the community get easier time on reporting to them, and then it goes protocol like that up to where it ends. There is a challenge in the community that people are far from the police stations, people are far from the government offices. So for that, if these administrative units can be implemented very soon, it will help the community. There are community members who never knows even how to talk to the police officer. The language is a barrier. They don't know how the police officer can be approached. So they are afraid of reporting their cases, whenever they are affected. Even if there is defilement in Alala, haikui reported. There is a special case I have here, not a case as such. There is a police station which was proposed some time back, I don't know, 2014, in our area in the West Ugenya. Remember, we are bordering the Western, just near Uganda, you can go with a bicycle. So this Nyaharwa police station was supposed to be built long time ago, and the parcel is there with the IG's name in the title deed. The land is lying there fallow. This can help the community report their when they are affected anytime. They are walking so far, maybe 10 kilometers, using border with a lot of money. So kindly, if possible, these police stations should be recognized. It's lying idle. The land is lying idle. Road network also is a problem. The community girls problem, especially during rainy season. So they bring reports to the village elders. The village elders also cannot go far. Most of the crimes takes place at night, sana, during rainy seasons. So they know very well the police cannot reach them and anybody else cannot reach them. Even the assistant chief is afraid cannot go because he feels they communicate but the vehicle cannot reach. So the road network also should be looked upon. Thank you so much for coming closer to us and we are happy. Thank you.
Asante sana, mpigieni makofi tafadhali. So our next speaker will be a representative of women leaders. Anaitwa Patricia Apoli, karibu sana.
Honorable Murkomen, our beloved Governor James Bobo Rengo, all protocol observed. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Hallelujah. Maneno yangu ya kwanza, Bwana CS, maneno ya wamama. Unakuta ya kwamba mama bwana yako akikufa, ama widow by profession. Unapatikana ya kwamba uwezi kuongea kwa property ya bwana yako na bwana alikutafuta kwenu akaleta kwao. Bwana CS, weka mkazo widow akwe na sauti kwa mali ya bwana yake, hasa ni lands issue. Ya pili, mambo ya based violence, gender based violence. Hatutaki. Unapata ya kwamba bwana yako akisa kufa unaletewa bwana ile ingine hujajua yeye tangu na wanataka wakuchukue. Hiyo ni gender based violence. Hatutaki. Ya tatu bwana CS, wakati huu watoto wetu wanaenda kufanya mtihani ili ukimaliza wakati wako ya CS ya interior tupate Murkomen ingine ama James Orengo ingine. Mambo ya disco matanga, mimi kama mama nimekataa katakata. Wacha watoto wafanye mtihani bila kelele kwa area. Na hiyo nimejua Bobo Renga alimaliza na komanda ya Siaya. Ya mwisho, police na ngao, asante kwa kufanya kazi in partnership. Kwa sababu siku hizi, lakini mujaribu, sijasema mnafanya 100%. Siku hizi wa mama wale wakitoka kwa soko, lakini ninyi wa bwana pia. Kwa nini mnafanya raping? Hamuna mabibi yenu, CS. Hiyo maneno angalia, hatutaki defilement. Akifika huko mambo anakuwa kombo, lakini mwingine alisema ya kwamba mwenye kutoa nyamaza na usitoe. Weka kwa hiyo roho yako na upeleke mbele. Mwisho na mimi naenda. Ukienda kwa police station, sometimes you get there's no stationaries ile ya kuandika. Lete hiyo yote hapo na Kenya mzima bwana CS, ili polisi yetu akwe na all documents uko nayo, na president yetu ni mtu ebu. alete system hii ya computer nini, kila kitu, wamama wazee tukienda mara moja, kazi aendelee. Tunachapa kazi na president anachapa kazi, tunampigia tick. Mambo ya protection kwa wa mama, hatutaki ukienda kwa chief ama polisi ama nani, let us work as a team, and we need harmony in this county. We need harmony and we want to work as a team. We are the women, we are the mothers, we are the men.
community policing initiatives and stronger collaboration between beach management units and law enforcement agencies. I suggest an establishment of a Coast Guard station at Luanda Kotieno. This will help us curb the insecurity issues that are in the beaches. Lastly, I also want to add force on non-operational administration units that were announced or that were gazetted and are not working. Kindly follow them. For example, I come from Naya sublocation, which was supposed to be a location to give birth of 3 sublocations. It was 3-4 years ago that it was gazetted. It is not operational up to now. Kindly let us do follow-up so that we can bring services to the people to avoid trauma searching for government services. May God bless you.
Asante, thank you so much. Let's appreciate him, please. Anayefuata sasa ni kiongozi wa vijana, youth leader, John Owino. Karibu.
To all protocol observed, good evening. Karibu sana Bwana Waziri Siaya. Salimia Rais ukirudi Nairobi. I have only one point because of time. As youth, we recognize that many challenges facing our community, such as crime, drug abuse, and unemployment, affect us directly. We are not just victims, but also potential agents of change. On that, Bwana Waziri, naomba, nimeona you are the first waziri kuweka maneno ya recruitment ya police ikuwe at least online. Naomba usilegeze kamba. Mimi nimeenda 6 times. Until the last time naambiwa, my fingerprint doesn't resemble the one in the ID. Until now, I'm past even the age of recruitment. Naomba, sir, kindly, ikuwe online, na ikishindikana online haiwezekani, tuiweke ikuwe kama ya NYS yenye inaanzia kwa chief, at least ukifail, chief atakuelezea, wewe ulianguka kwa sababu ya hii. Asante on that. On drug abuse, sir, sisi tunachukuliwa kama ni sisi tuna abuse drugs sana. Chief alisema at least we legalize kianga. Mimi kwangu nasema no. Kwa sababu kama sahi ndio tunasemekana we abuse the drug kabisa. What of tukilegalize kianga tutaikunywa namna gani sasa? And the next thing watu wa bangi pia watasema bangi pia ifuatilie. Sir, as I conclude, yes, opportunities may provide mingi sana of employment. For example, the NYS, the kazi mtaani, but inachelewa sana, ina take time. Kazi mtaani, when I saw it last, imekawia kidogo. Naomba ikuwe at least haraka ndio sisi vijana tukue busy, tuachane na hii maneno ya drug abuse and all this. Asante sana, fika Nairobi salama.
Thank you so much. Asante, mpigieni makofi. Sir, I'm informed that the students in Siaya from both the university and the polytechnic have one union. So we have 2 of the representatives, that is Mr. Mark Okoth and Plista Achocho. So we start with Mark. Mark.
Oh, thank you. Oh, considering the sugar level of everyone present, I want to maintain time. By name, I'm Mark Okoth, talking on behalf of Derek Oginga, the president of Siaya County College and University Students Association, under the patronage of the county secretary. I want to highlight at least 3 problems that we as youths are actually undergoing. I've heard each and every person talking on his sector. Let me also say mine. Number 1, I saw in the headline that there is going to be a recruitment of the police officers and the KDF. We are unemployed. We don't want promotions. So with all due respect, Bwana CS, tuchukulie tu watu waine tu peke yake, weke hapo, alafu mambo ikuwe sawa. Number 2, there is an incident of insecurity at Barolengo which happened and is caused by the 42 brothers, where a jaw of a comrade was cut. And this one is quite painful. I want to urge the security agencies actually to protect us as the students and youths at large, because we are the hope of the nation, but not the enemy of the nation. Again, I also want to request the leaders present to always support youth barazas, because these are the events that can help us to gather information actually to bring up the policies, because we find most of the times it is quite unfortunate. I'm not afraid to tell you this. Even if you go to these security agencies, wanakuliza nani amekutuma, umejua nani? Haifai hivyo. So kindly check on that so that we can be welcomed in all these offices. Lastly, I want also to thank the DCC, Bwana Ngetich, who have been supporting Sikokusa in the climate change mitigation. I want to request all of us actually to stand together with the youth and we make sure that everything is in order. Thank you, and may God bless all of you.
Thank you. Let's appreciate the chairman. So next is Madam Plista.
Thank you. CS Interior, our Governor James Orengo, my area MP Bondo, Sub Bondo, Ochanda, and the all protocol of Sub. Good afternoon. Oh, thank you so much. It is an immense privilege to be here. I'm speaking on behalf of the Siaya National Polytechnic as their deputy president. I'm called Achocho Plista. I will be a bit fast. First, I want to speak about the provision of the street light beside the fence of the institution. We have the insecurity cases due to that. Secondly, we have the murder cases and killing. Actually, today we are mourning one of us. Yesterday, the body was found behind the KMTC where we lost one of the comrades from the Siaya National Polytechnic. We need the security to take charge of that. The third case, we are requesting so that the security should be increased and the patrol should be taking place during the night hours for our people to be safe, including the community staying there. Fourth, we are talking about the unemployment and the idleness of some people, including the youths. We are requesting the area chiefs to include our youths on barazas so that they can be getting notes and awareness on some jobs which are there in the government or other areas. My fifth point, the creation of awareness, I've talked about it. It should be prior and we should be told as earlier as possible. As I conclude, all people here are leaders. And I would also like to say that as leaders, be a person who is ready to assist, informed, and empower people by providing helpful, accurate information. I can't forget to introduce Mr. President is here. Wherever you are, you can wave to the congregation. Thank you so much, the Sikokusa team and the entire team, including the president from the Jaramogi Odinga University. Kindly stand up, all of you, and wave to the congregation. Sir, I would also like to request that we as leaders, we are ready to partner with you in terms of the security purposes to fight out the drug abuse in our institution, including the universities. Thank you so much and be blessed.
Thank you. Please appreciate her. Thank you so much. Sir, our next speaker will be a representative of the Beach Management Unit in Siaya County. This is a very important institution in this part of our region. Karibu sana.
Thank you very much to our able CS, Bwana Murkomen, our able governor, Bwana James Orengo, to Mr. Mjumbe Gideon Ochanda, Mjumbe Bondo, Deputy Bwana Masengeli, karibu sana Siaya. Kwa majina mimi naitwa Julius Odembo, mimi ndio msimamizi wa wavuvi. Na mimi sasa ndiyo host wa hii mambo yote, shida yote. Huko hapa hawa watu wote ni wala samaki. Na watu wenye hata wa kanisa tena wanaongea mambo ya uvuvi. Tumekuwa na changamoto sio hapa kwa maji. President alikuja Homa Bay akasema in 2 weeks anaenda kuongea na Bwana Museveni. Hao watu wanatumaliza hapa barini. Bwana CS. And this one is very important. Nataka unote hapo na utusaidie. Na leo tumepata suluhu kwa sababu Bwana Masengeli ako hapa na CS pia ako hapa. Hii bahari inalinda hawa watu wote na hii ndio inaleta uchumi wa Siaya County, hiyo ndio imesimamiza. Hao watu wanakuja wameweka jeshi huko barini. Jeshi ndio wako hapo. Army. Kwa sababu wanajua kitu yenye iko hapo. Wameweka army huko, wanakuja wanatufurusha huko kwao, hawatutaki. Lakini sasa wanapita, wanakuja mpaka huku kwetu. Wanachukua sisi, wanachukua boti yako, wanapeleka huko. Wakisapeleka huko 30,000, 40,000. Na security yetu, polisi wako wanalinda sigara. Wana escort sigara yenye inaleta ugonjwa. Na sisi wavuvi wenye tunaleta usuru. Huyu Mr. James Orengo kila siku tunamsumbua. Kumbe iko watu wenye tunafaa tuongee nao. James kila siku hii mambo tunakuimbia kila siku. Kumbe iko watu wenye sasa bwana CS vile umekuja, hii ugonjwa najua imeisha. Tuna appreciate Coast Guard waliletwa. Ukienda pande ya Mageta huko hatuna polisi ya kawaida. Polisi pia ukienda kwake aende huko barini anasema hana insurance ya maji. Ati akienda kwa maji apigwe risasi hata lipwa. Sasa bwana CS sisi akiweka engine yake huko pirates wanaiba. Watu wa Malone wa Masailo wanakuja wanachukua wengine wanajinyonga. Sasa tuko na shida. Fees ndio hiyo imekuja juu. Hii watu wa education wanadanganya wazazi, wameweka pesa, watoto wanafukuzwa kila saa. Ukifika huko ambie huyo bwana nani, pesa hakuna huko. Na ukienda baharini engine imeibwa, tutafanya namna gani? Tunajua suluhu wewe ndio uko nayo. Bwana CS, leo tuko na watu walikuwa wanaitwa Chuadi, wale quick patrol unit wale. Walikuwa disbanded, lakini tuko na border patrol wenye wanalai huko nini sehemu za Homa Bay. Tunakuomba, madam kidogo tu, tunakuomba hao watu utuletee huko Mageta, iko land. Bwana Chanda is ready, amesema pesa iko. Ukileta hao watu tuko na udongo, wao watu waweko huko Mageta na utupatie patrol boats zile sophisticated. Hao watu tutawalinda huko, watusaidie wapambane na hao watu. Alafu hii mambo ya hipo chief wangu alisema hipo inaturarua huko. Lakini tuko tuna watu nini wildlife wako Siaya. Tunataka utuletee hata kama ni Usenge ama Usigu ama Mageta. Alafu compensation sisi kama wavuvi tunararuliwa na mamba na hipo hakuna malipo. Road networks ya kufika baharini ilisemwa hapa. Hiyo pia mtutengenezee kwa sababu hakuna njia yenye inakuja. Nikimalizia mimi pia nilikuwa na kajambo nipitie hapo nikuambie. Asanteni sana.
Asante sana. Let's appreciate him. Sir, our last speaker will be a representative of people living with disabilities. Karibu tafadhali.
To our chief guest, CS Interior Government, Honorable Murkomen, our able Governor, Hon James Orengo, and all protocol observed, we say a very big thank you for this day occasion of Jukwaa la Usalama. First of all, we love to, on behalf of the PW, so we love to thank the government because in the former governments, the children with PWDs used to be left in the houses. Some are being taken to the garden to be keepers of squirrels there. But with this current government, through our chiefs and assistant chiefs, they have fished them all out, and no child with disability is hidden in the house. That is a very big prosperity to us, and we really say thank you. To our governor, Honorable James Orengo, he has done us a very good job with PWDs. In his government, we are able to have sub-county PWD representatives, which has really brought the work down to the sub-county level, and that is very good. And there is one pressing issue with PWDs. This is a very challenging issue, and I think this is the right place because this is Jukwaa la Usalama, and this can interfere with the peace of PWDs at Rarieda. In Siaya County, all the sub-counties has vocational training centers. For Arieda, I thank the government that they have allocated money, and somehow, there is a mchezo wa paka na panya. The PWDs of Arieda have a plot at Nyilema. The land is in the name of PWDs. But somehow, when this issue was raised, somebody diverted this project for PWDs Arieda and have turned it into a West Assemble project. This is a very serious issue because I visited the office of the speaker, the office of the minister concerned over these issues. Now, this person is turning the Rarieda Vocational Training Center into a West Assemble project. And to make it more worse, we are not being consulted. And in our last meeting, we have resolved that we go to the street. We follow up all the procedures. We get the required permissions, and we go sit down there at the Rarieda sub-county offices so that the governor can hear and know what is happening. Because our land is being grabbed, there is a developer who has already put up a business there, who has already put up a structure, not a business. The structure is at Linton level. And I think this is why we are being diverted to a place where we don't know. As PWDs, we have challenges in mobility. And if you are diverting us from a land which is just next to the road and taking us to Mahaya at a place which we don't know, a land which is not in our name, that is serious. We have tried all efforts to reach the governor, we have been turned down. But today, I thank God that I'm speaking here, the governor is here, the principal secretary is here, the county speaker is here, and they are getting it right from my mouth. Thank you, sir.
Asante, mpigieni makofi. With that, sir, we've come to the end of opinions from our leaders, and I would like to hand over to you, sir.
Tujifikie makofi. Makofi tena. Wale wametembea huko nje, tuketi chini tumalize mkutano. Ningependa tusimame wote kwanza, because I know you are all tired. Tufanye hivi. Pande huu ingine. Asante sana, ketini. Thank you very much. I will be very brief. Ni respond to some of the issues mmesema. Alafu nipatie mheshimiwa waheshimiwa wenzetu wako hapa. There are very few of them. Alafu tunamaliza. Kwanza kabisa nataka kushukuru sana. Ile kuongea kwenu mmeongea vizuri, mmeongea free. Wengine tunakubaliana nao, wengine hatukubaliani. Lakini kama vile tulisema, tutachanganya yote na tupeleke ile mazuri isonge mbele. Kwanza wacha niseme kabla sijajibu maswali ama some of the things that have been raised here. Pia nyinyi mmeniongelesha, so niko na mambo machache ya kusema. Number one, kabla hatujafikiria sana kuhusu hii mahitaji yetu sisi kama machiefs, OCS, facilitation, magari, nini, extraneous allowance, na mambo mengine, nataka tujikumbushe kwanza kwamba wenye tuko hii nyumba hapa ndani, tuko na bahati sana. Sisi ni wachache kwa Kenya ambao mwisho ya mwezi tunalipwa salary na tuko na slip yenye tunachukua pesa, hata kama ni kidogo tuko nayo. We are a very small percentage, maybe 1% of the entire republic kwa wote wenye tuko public service. Kwa hivyo kwanza lazima tujiulize leo ni kwa nini tulichukua hii kazi. Siku yenye wewe uliapply kufanya hii kazi, why? And that's something we must remind ourselves every day, because sometimes ile desire ya kutafuta pesa inatufanya tusahau kulikuwa na kiini ya sisi kutafuta kazi hii. Kuna machiefs hapa waliandikwa kazi less than 2 years ago, hata hawajapata salary. Wako wapi? Kuna mwenye wako? Simameni. Nione. Wenye hawajalipwa bado. Wamekuwa wakingojea. Asante sana. Etini. Chief, si wewe uliandikwa kazi 2 years ago? Si ulipoenda interview ulikuwa unajua hakuna gari, hakuna ofisi. Ya? Si ndio? Hakuna ofisi, hakuna gari. Si wewe ni mtu ya hiyo location? Na vile ulienda interview si uliulizwa swali, kaambiwa utafanyaje kazi na hakuna ofisi? Ukasema ofisi ni ya nini? Mimi ni creative. Pale popote nitakuwa ni ofisi yangu. Si ukweli? Na kwa sababu mlikuwa na interview watu 20, wakaona wewe mwenye umekubali unaweza fanya hata kazi bila ofisi wakakupatia. Mwingine akauliza please Keti. Mwingine akaulizwa sasa wewe sasa wewe utafanya kazi namna gani na hakuna motorcycle? Akasema mtu ufanyie nini motorcycle kwa location yake? Si mimi nimekuwa nikizunguka hapa, nikitembea na kwa mguu. Sasa saa hizi ukiambiwa kwa nini huja respond wapi, unasema sina motorcycle. We must remember, even these OCSs who are here, they are among the cadre of police officers who perhaps are the only person who was picked at that time kwa location yake, because walikuwa wanachukuliwa wachache, na alipoenda recruitment walikuwa wengi, na wewe ukachukuliwa. Sasa wewe umesahau because it was 20 years ago, umesahau kwamba you are among the very few Kenyans who have gotten a job that many people want to do this job and they are unable to get the opportunity. So, number one is to remember always that you have a job. Understand what is your job. All of us who are here are leaders. Leaders. Meaning that the people are expecting certain things from you and they're expecting certain behavior from you. You are a leader. As a chief, by the time unaitwa chief, you must respect yourself so that the community can respect you. As an OCS, by the time you are reaching a stage ya kuwa OCS, you are a leader in your community. There is no way utaenda certain division na wewe hujatangamana na watu wa sehemu hiyo, ujui hata nani ni wapi, pastor ya hapo ni nani ndio imam, nani anaenda kanisa gani, hata ugani na community hapo. How will you be helped? I am so surprised that tunaweza kuja hata mkutano kama hii na we are complaining. Chief anasema tuko na shida, polisi wanatusumbua, ukienda huko wanapendua evidence, polisi wanasema chief hawatusaidii. That is why we are failing. Because kama wewe ni OCS, forget about chief na assistant chief. For your job to succeed, you need fast cooperation ya mama mboga, villagers wenye wako hapo, people of all cadre. So the first thing ukifika area fulani unajiuliza kwanza, stakeholders wenye watanisaidia nifanye kazi mzuri hapa ni nani? Unasema mtu ya boda, watu wa small traders wenye wako hapo, unaona vikundi ya kina mama, unaona youth leadership kwa area hiyo, unaenda sasa elected people like the MCA. At the MCA nakuanga mbali because maybe MCA because it's within a particular division. By the time unafika MP, umemalizana your local leadership hapo. Sasa kama tutakuja mkutano kama hii na OCS ako na kesi na chief, CEO by the time inafika wananchi, that is a problem. Now I'm told in some places, I was told, the fight is always who controls the market. Sinamna hiyo? Kuna hii kitu ya kupigana na chang'aa. So chief anajua lazima OCS akubali kwamba chief ako na uwezo ya kushika watu ya chang'aa. Because nikienda raid kama chief, nitaonwa vizuri kama mimi ndio in charge. Nitaokopwa na watu ya pombe. Of course unajua kuonwa, mimi nasema ni kuonwa aje. Haya sasa OCS anasema hapana, huyu na polisi wake, huyu anaharibu market. Yeah? Analeta ule mtu wa pombe chief ameleta, OCS anakuja kurelease. Ati ndio huyo chief ajue kwamba yeye hana uwezo ya kupambana na pombe. Ndio market ikuwe tu ni direct inakuja kwa nani? Kwa OCS. So part of the reason why we are not working together is not because supremacy ya nini, hapana. Ni corruption ndio inatufanya tunang'ang'ania nani will have control. So we have to deal with that issue. Because why would you disagree with a chief he was willing to help you do your job? Why would you disagree with a villager? Why? You know, you have to provide proper leadership. There must be partnership and working together. You must understand your job. Kuna chiefs wako tu lakini hawajui job yake ni nini, hawafanyi research, hawasikii mtu yoyote, hawasikii anything, wako tu. Hata wakifika opinion, mkutano ikiitwa kwa location, chief akitaka kusimama, naona villagers wanamwambia wewe chief kaa chini kwanza. Wacha ule mzee, unaona ule mzee wacha atuongeleshe kwanza wewe chief. Chief unaweza funga baadaye. Na wakati chief anasimama kuongea watu wanaondoka kwa sababu wanajua hii chief mlevi huyu. Ule wanachukua hongo nani hako na time ya kusikia hii mambo yake. So you must understand your job. You must be the authority in your community. You know? Must find a way of ensuring that you are always above the others in terms of knowledge. Soma. Uwe ukisoma. Ama hujawahi soma sikiza. Siku hizi you don't have to read. Unaweza Google, uweke simu yako usikie. Sikie mambo ya SHA leo, mambo ya housing, mambo ya nini. Na ukichukua notes. Understand the job you are doing. Na usiende baraza chief na useme ati I don't know. Ta ukiuliza swali ngumu uambie what is Pythagoras theorem? Useme tu we are still consulting with sub-county DCC. There's no way you can say I don't know. Watu waende nyumbani wakisema ayo chief niliwaambia ajui kitu. Kuna chief ajui kitu kwa location yake. So tunajua wote what's going on. Ukweli ama sio kweli? Chief anajua nani alilala wapi, aliamka saa ngapi, anaendanga na nani. Nini, si nyinyi ndio mnaandika ile karatasi ya recommendation ya kupata ID. Kaambia chief huyu kijana ni nani? Sema ni Otieno, lakini Omondi ana claim ni yake. So tuandikie Omondi kwa sababu anafikiria ni yake lakini mtoto ni Otieno. Kama nyinyi mnajua hiyo mambo yote, itakuwa kweli bangi na pombe. You know all these things. As a chief, make sure that you are above the others. And you can be innovative. Ukiona ujui kitu fulani, tafuta kijana kwa hiyo locality, mtu amesoma, wale vijana machachari walikuwa hapa ama mtu amesoma. Unaona wale watu wa CBO na NGO na nini wanapenda kuongea vizuri sana na wamesoma. Sasa wewe unajifanya tu nini, unapeleka yeye kwa baraza, naambia watu kwa baraza, kabla niko na maneno mingi sana. Kabla sijaongea kuna huyu bwana ako na mambo machache. Na wewe unawaachilia yeye aongee. Wakati anaongea wewe naandika notes. Naandika point. Ikifika 30 minutes unasimama unasema bado niko na maneno ya 1 hour. Lakini naona nyinyi nimeona watu wamechoka. Mnataka niendelee ama tufanye baraza? Of course watu washachoka sema hii nani imetosha siku nyingine. Watu wanasema kama chief anaweza lete huyu na aseme mzuri hivi. Sembuse chief mwenyewe zako na maneno mazuri mingi. Na utakuwa umeponyoka. Next time ukirudi unaenda kusoma ile notes, unakuja sasa ku revise. Kwa hivyo you must leverage on the resources you have, creativity because of the job you have. Number 2, one of the things that is making it very difficult for us to serve is corruption. Ni wizi. And I have already explained to you some of those things. Sisi wote, why we are losing even respect ni kitu kidogo. Kufanya mambo ya succession, you are taking money from the bigger family. Facilitate certain defilement cases, you are colluding with the criminal to discourage witnesses, harassing them. Maybe you chiefs as hapo, polisi mwenye alikuwa investigator, you are colluding to do those things. Ukiwa barabara, wewe unachukua kitu kidogo. Na sijasema, I've been using the example of traffic. Traffic is because it's just most talked. Lakini corruption is permeated everywhere. And it's important for all of us to face it as it is. Yes, it is okay, Bwana Base Commander kusema, hata wananchi wanalete tu. Kwanza, there is a base commander yesterday who told us in Homa Bay, hata hatuchukuangi. Hawa watu wanatupa tu, tunaokota kwa jina, nasema kuna pesa hapa. Hadi pesa imeangushwa hapa ni ya nini? Ati wakati bado unatafuta mwenyewe unaweka mfuko, mwingine atatupa tena unachukua. So we are looking for all excuses to run away from corruption. Please, let's face it. If we don't deal with corruption, it will wind up our system. And the best way to deal with corruption is Jukwaa la Usalama Mashinani. To have accountability mechanisms that go to the local level. At least, like someone proposed, maybe quarterly, twice in a quarter, or once in a 2 months, mkuwe na baraza ya kujiuliza kwa division. OCS wako hapo, chiefs wako hapo, na wananchi wako. Nasema, how can we make our location or division better? Hapo ndio mtaambiwa, muache hongo, mfanye nini, there will be more accountability. One of the reasons why hamtaki mkutano is because wewe unajua usitaki kutolewa gia hapa mbele ya wananchi. There is need for level of accountability. That's why the Constitution talks about civilian authority. You know, the civilian authority are the people you elected to be in office. So it is the wananchi themselves that should get feedback from the work we are doing. If we do so, hatutakuwa na hii fight ya kusema police na wananchi wanakosana. Hata wale wanachoma police station, wananchi wenyewe wata defend police station because they will say this is our police station. Tumekubaliana jameni? Mmenisikia? I have many things to say, but let me say that for now. And also add that now that we have sat here, there are certain things you have raised that are related to this county before I come to your welfare. Number one, ni kitu ya shida ya baharini. We were told in Busia, we were told in Migori, shida yenye iko huko Muhuru Bay, that's the only place we have a border patrol unit. Kwa that side, tumeambiwa jana kwa Homa Bay, and I'm sure Kisumu also the same issues will be raised. We are cognizant of this fact, and for the BMUs who are here, kwamba, we are a bit weaker in terms of our numbers. And so we have a plan to increase the border patrol units along the lake. And in this, after this recruitment to increase the numbers, that is something we are going to put as part of Jukwaa la Usalama resolution. We are going to work together. And there is a plan to build also offices or port of entries or areas where border patrol units na Coast Guard are going to operate in. Already there is work that's going on here. Governor alikuja siku ngine mpaka ofisi yangu na waheshimiwa. We're building something in Usenge. Now it is the police had to leave some of its lands ndio hiyo ijengwe. Kuna zile the other places that have been mentioned, we are going to set up bases for the Coast Guard. In our modernization equipment, we are also importing we are getting some new boats, better boats that can help in manning the lake. But more importantly, tuko na joint cooperation na Uganda. And we had a meeting, and Mheshimiwa Joho aliambiwa to work together with the Minister of Agriculture from Uganda to see how and fisheries on how to deal with the issue of shared resources in the lake. You also need to appreciate that sometimes also a good job has been done by Coast Guard. Wali arrested some people, now kapelekwa kotini huko Busia, Uganda. So there are some areas that we are progressing, but we can do better. Pia the BMUs mtusaidie. As we sort your problem, sort our security problem also, because kuna contrabands in the future through the fishing. That the BMUs should also come out and work with security team to deal with contrabands, alcohol, cigarettes, hiyo high five ya kutoka Uganda inaletwa through the sea, and it is also yourselves that have a role to play. Number two, hii county yetu tuko na challenge ya mambo ya defilement and gender-based violence. And mama amesema na watu wengi wamesema hapa, part of the reason is because of repugnant cultural practices like disco matanga. I don't know where disco inakutana na matanga. There was a time disco was disco, matanga was matanga. This one was dancing, this one was mourning. Sijui walikutana wapi ikakuwa at is one thing. I think that's something we need to deal with. And the best way to deal with is to deal with the families that are burying their loved ones, to engage them. If you know there's a funeral in a particular place, engage them. And let's agree, kusema, this is not, we are not going to allow this because it's going to affect us in 1, 2, 3, 4 ways. It's also good to deal with it through barasas. And that is what we discussed in Western, because it's also prevalent in that area. And it's helpful when you have engagement through barazas, through Nyumba Kumi, and you're engaging the people, even as we look for legislative ways of addressing those issues. Again, mambo ya defilement, chiefs and assistant chiefs, please do not accept to use alternative dispute resolution mechanism over a kangaroo court ya village huko kuacha mambo ya watoto. You know that is a very serious issue, and you are in a position of responsibility. All these cases should be brought to the police station and then onwards through the justice system. Please, let's deal with this issue because it's very prevalent here, an entire Western and Nyanza region up to Bomet there, and then some places in Eastern. We really need to do something about defilement. Defilement is of great concern to us, and it's concern in this area. On issues of murder, part of the people, why you need to know that murder here is perpetuated by fighting over land, some of which a lot of it is about succession. Alafu ingine ni mambo ya competing for resources, and then robberies, stealing of livestock, mambo ya mining, and all those conflicts. I think we need to also address the root cause. The police have promised to do further operations to make sure that we deal with these criminal gangs that have been operating here. A lot of work has been done. There was a time 42 Brothers was a big problem in this region, but we can do more so that we can make sure that we sort out these issues. That is the IG has a way, he knows what he's going to do. There is an operation plan that we put in place, and the IG is going to deal with it. Thank you very much, IG. On the question of alcohol, drugs and illicit alcohol, again, I am very happy. Siaya is one of the counties where there is good interagency working relationship, but we can enhance that. I agree that there are certain licensing issues, testing issues, and so forth. Yes, the chief has proposed kwamba the reason why something is called illicit is because it has not gone through the legal system. So it's not for me to know whether it will be called changa or it will be called Siaya drink or it will be called what. It's not my problem. The problem is that anything that is not licensed, that is not approved, anything that's not approved is illicit. So we deal with it. If we want to get it approved, that is now manufacturing processes and, all those other issues that we can be able to go through. I don't want anyone to leave here and say, mkutano huu ulipitisha kwamba kutoka leo kwenda mbele, changani mzuri tusonge mbele. Mwenye atasema ni mzuri ni KEBS and other agencies that are dealing with food and drinks and so forth. That process is there, and it is important for us to respect that process, because then it's the only standard way. That's why even Busa is being licensed, because then before the license, you are told about the process of manufacturing, and then you get a license and so forth and can be monitored, so that watu waziweke nguo za ndani na kufanya nini, kufanyisha watu wakunywe vitu chafu. Again, we will continue our crackdown on drugs and alcohol. Most of the alcohol here, interestingly, there is no adulterated ethanol that is really highly distributed here. Most of it is just as on transit. So the real issue actually is the changa, and the chief has really applied his mind. And when we will have another discourse elsewhere, I think there's a lot of things we agree with him, and most of you agree with him that we must, incorporate the proper ways of processing so that we can sort out the question. Because the only reason why some of these things are illicit is a failure for approval, not because the content is substandard or whatever you can say. Then we need to know what is the standard number for that drink that is manufactured where, whatever the name is going to be called. The other issue of this area is mining, unregulated mining. Again, we have agreed that we will hold a meeting with Ministry of Mining to think through the whole problem from Kakamega, Busia, Hapa, Migori. Migori is even worse. In the place I went to Migori, kila mahali mechimbwa chini ya nyumba, kando, nini, barabara. It is important that this thing be dealt with. It's health hazard, it's also environmental hazard, and it is also a cause of conflict. we need to have to follow the proper process, register these cooperatives, SACCOs for the artisanal miners, and then regulate it so that then they can be able to do their business in the right way. The other issue, something I wanted to emphasize here that the pastor raised was about religious extremism. Initially, religious extremism was considered to be a problem with the Muslim faith. But now we have a big problem with Christian faith. So extremism is extremism depending on. And I don't think it can be called Christian faith. It's just that those who are posing as Christians, because that's not Christian doctrine. Just the same way that those who are using Muslim faith to mislead people are doing the same. I want to say that it's important here in Siaya, we cooperate the security sector. Chiefs, please. What happened to this thing of being brother's keeper? When you hear that there's a problem in certain part of the community, call Baraza, talk, create awareness. The story of Jared, is he called Jared, the guy who left here, all the way after being rescued in Chakamaraj and brought all the way to Siaya. Left here again all the way with his children to the same neighborhood. Na akaenda kusupervise watoto wake one by one, wakistarve to death. It is just unfortunate. And you know, no matter what we say about security, nobody will police everybody everywhere. So the only way is to have community cooperation so that we can be able to deal with this issue. And Siaya is also vulnerable because of that, and I think all of us need to deal with this issue. You have raised the issues of your welfare. So larger ni summarize. One, nimewambia for the village elders, that issue is being dealt with. I have done the CAB memo. I will present the CAB memo to Cabinet. Once Cabinet gives directions, we will see how to facilitate village elders, not to give them salary. Government is unable to give salary to village elders because those who are salaried are employed in a particular way. But facilitating so that they can do their job, they have airtime, they have a torch, they have gumboots, they have something, umbrella, you know, and something small. They can pay for SHA and so forth. That's something we are thinking through. Number two, administrative units which are here. Some date back to 2016, 2017. I have realized that also compared to the population, some of the locations, sub-location, your requests on these administrative units are very justifiable. But we received a very small budget the other day. We are sitting after next week when we are done with Jukwaa to look at the map of the country and see the little money we have received once exchequer, there's an exchequer release, how many locations can we operationalize, how many sub-locations, who needs more, who has been marginalized for long, and I'm sure this county is going to get at least the operationalization of the sub-county and divisions and some of the locations and sub-locations. On the issue of your promotions, I have already said that. Career progression for the chiefs and assistant chiefs, we will work with Public Service Commission so that we anchor it properly, including making sure that there is no overlap between the ACC and the chief. Sometimes the ACC is supervising the chief, but the chief is up in terms of ranking. We also need to show how will a chief progress, even if when they reach principal chief, what next? Or, you know, how can we expand the whatever? Most of you have requested that we start with a job group higher because where the job group you are. And then we need to know for how long one can be in one job group, you know, up to for what period of time. And that applies everybody to the SCCs. The SCCs are also asking about the promotion from 2021 that will be sorted, at least 4 years. Is not as worse as the cases of 10, 15 years. That one is going to be dealt with. And also the SCCs who are yet to go for training, about 300, we are going to sort that issue. As I said earlier, we want to have a clarity on how to promote police officers and how also to transfer them. That after this, that policy will be established and made sure that it is it is properly in place. Many of you, especially Ngao officers, have said that if transfer are to happen, the time it happens, let it happen at the end of the year, so that those who are with their children in their workstation can prepare for a different school for their children the next financial year, so that people are not paying school fees in the middle. On the matters of extraneous allowance and all those other issues, including the AIE, we are going to have to look at it based on the budget and see how to rationalize and timely delivery so that it can facilitate your services. These things require very huge budget. So there has to be clear engagement of different sectors, treasury, ourselves, public service, and then our parliament can be able to budget accordingly. There are certain things that are straightforward, like uniform. Uniform, since 1963, every chief was going to Embakasi to get a uniform. True or not true? And sometimes the uniform was not of the right size. Yeah? Ilienda huko Makueni huko. No, it was Kitui. Kabata chief mwingine, haona sura ni mwanaume lakini ni kama amevaa marinda. Kumbe longi yenye alirushiwa kwa Embakasi ilikuwa kubwa. So hata hapa katikati huwezi ona inatembea. Nikauliza, why were you given that? Akaniambia ati tuliambiwa, ati nilirushiwa, nikasema mimi ni mwepamba. Ati nikaambiwa ati jikaze huko mbele, enda ujaribu na fundi. Kabla hajapatana na fundi, waziri akakuja, so akavaa ndio akuje mkutano. So nimesema uniform ipelekwe sub county. Mlipata uniform zetu kwa sub county, si ndio? The latest uniform was delivered at sub county level for the first time. And nimesema kila mtu apimwe itoshie size yake. Kuna issues ya mobility pia we are dealing and so mmeshasikia also pia kwamba all expecting chiefs, Ngao officers, police officers sasa wakuwe pia na uniform yenye they can wear when they are maternity. Hiyo ni kitu kubwa sana kweli yenye inashinda watu kununua nguo tu ya maternity, na inaweza kuwa debate ya Kenya mzima. Ati mtu akikuwa expectant anaambiwa asenda uvae nguo yenye unataka mpaka mwaka moja, mwezi 9 ishe, kama mwezi 4, mwezi 5. So we have said that we should also facilitate our officers to get their uniform kama wamevaa maternity dresses. Ya mzuri sana. Yeah. Ulikuwa una survive aje? Officer. Unavaa civilian. Inakubalika sasa tuvae uniform? Yeah. Ni mzuri tuwe na uniform ya wamama.
Yeah, it is okay, sir. We'll appreciate.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Haikuwa yangu, niliambiwa huko Kirinyaga. Naambiwa tunataka uniform. So pongezi. And then so your uniform ikwe tumekubaliana 1 month, is it 1 month? Within a month? Yeah, within a month. Wenye wanakuwa expectant waanze kupewa uniform within the next 1 month. Thank you very much DIG for all the Ngao nini na nimesikia uko na chiefs wenye wako expectant, so nitakuja huko. Alafu what was the other issue? Mobility is a big challenge. Magari, true. There is a procurement process going on for the police that should be ready in the next I hope by December. There has been back and forth between Treasury and ourselves. I hope we can be able to do another leasing of 3,000 vehicles, and then we distribute fairly, you know, depending on the need. Please, magari kikuja, I like what the DCC said. We must share. Yeah, tutumie sisi wote. Usiseme mimi ni wa AP, siwezi patia wa KPS. Mimi ni wa polisi, siwezi peleka DCC, siwezi peleka ACC. Let's share together because these are government resources. Let's pull resources together so that our work is done. I really know that the chiefs have said about their motorcycles. It's important, and we will see what we can do. But also don't stop working, waiting for the motorcycle, because you are within your locality. The people who have suffered most in the ACCs. ACCs ndio wanaumia. Wanatembea na moto nini? Wanatembea na boda. Imagine DO wa zamani. Siku ya kina Orengo walikuwa wanafukuzwa na DO wasifanye rally. Sasa DO wa siku hizi anatembea na boda hata na Land Rover. Lazima tuone vile tunaona ACCs ama namna gani? Ama mnaonaje? Si namna hiyo. Hata tukiwa na gari mbili kwa sub county yenye itasaidia ACCs to do their job, it will be very good. Yeah. Madam ACC, wewe ni ACC? Eh? Wewe ni ACC wa wapi? Eh? Sasa kuna wakati unaenda kazi na motorcycle? Eh? Unaenda job na motorcycle?
Yes, sir.
Hebu muangalie huyo madam kweli. Amebebwa na jamaa wa bodaboda. Alafu kwa sababu anaona kabisa amebeba ofisa, anamwambia ofisa shika vizuri. Na akikataa anakanyaga brake, so hakuna excuse. Inaharibia serikali. Asante sana. Thank you very much. Niliambiwa huko Makueni na ACC mwingine kwamba alikuwa amebebwa kabisa na lady ACC amebebwa kabisa na motorcycle. Wakati mtu wa bodaboda aliona mkutano akakuwa excited, akaweka madoido, wakaanguka. Kofia yake ikapingirika. Ati mtu akashout kwa mkutano akasema serikali imeanguka. So we need to take care of the ACCs, and we understand that. DCCs, please facilitate the ACCs. Yeah, we will find ways of keeping at least a car, maybe kwa every sub-county ya kusaidia ACCs when we do the whatever. But please facilitate them watembee kwa heshima. I know some of you are living behind kiosks. ACC nyumba yake ni na anakaa nyuma iko kwa bar, na bar iko hapa inapiga kelele, yeye analala hapa, alafu akitaka kuoga anabeba maji kwa bucket akienda bathroom yenye iko mbali huko. So those are some of the things we want to sort with housing project. There is a plan kujenga 17,000 houses for police officers. And in most of our counties we'll distribute fairly to housing project. Tukijenga sasa hata kama ni town hapa kwa police headquarters hapa. Even if you are living in an outpost, even if you are operating from outpost, at least if you come to stay in a police station, it is easier as we progressively build this for the police stations. Pia kuna infrastructure challenges that we are trying to deal with. I want to request my brothers and sisters who are in parliament to tumia CDF sasa tusaidie our chiefs and our assistant chiefs, but also our OCSs to build good police stations and maybe housing where we can. But more importantly, good infrastructure of offices, because most of the police stations are neglected across the country. Even where we have multi-billion county projects, utaona a whole port inajengwa, but the police station next door ni ya 1940 something. Na ni kitu kadogo. We have to do something about it, and that is why I'm the one who asked that those pictures itumwe. Now we are analyzing the various police stations, the state of many of the police stations, and it's embarrassing. I'm happy that through Jukwaa, because we have raised awareness on these issues, wananchi wengi sana ninaona wanatuma mapicha kwa social media. Police station ya this constituency, police station ya hii constituency ni mbaya, inaleta hata juzi mimi nilienda kakimbia nikaenda kujenga yangu, nikatafuta marafiki nijengange tukitafuta budget, because niliona wataweka kwa Facebook. Na sasa watasema sasa waziri anaongea mambo mingi, angalia police station yake ya nyumbani huko. So all of us can do something about it, and where the county can help us of course your former waziri governor, we see how we can be able to assist each other to have good police stations where the resources allow, and we can sign agreement between the counties and the national government to facilitate these issues. Because of time, I know so many things have been raised. Mutanikubalia tu ni summarize a few of them. I was trying to summarize, but let me, just in case I forgot something serious, let me look at what you said about this place. Ngapu, we will, we are in the process of, in days, we shall announce the days for recruitment of about 10,000 police officers. And if we do so, we will now operationalize the Ngapu and also strengthen the police presence kwa mashinani. Mambo ya police transport, I've said that. Mambo ya package for officers. Mambo ya regional training, I agree completely. Training is what is missing. We have begun to bring back training. Ata juicy OCSs, some of you were in Nairobi for the conference. And we will do it until all the OCSs are trained, and then we need to continue the training, like you've said, and we're working on making sure that there is a budget in National Police Service to continue training. Mambo ya specific areas where you raised issues, we are going to deal with that. County ICT system, best police. I agree with this reward system where you have best police officers, best police stations, and so forth. And this has been proposed also in a number of counties where we have been, and we will work on that. Mambo ya team building, I agree. Civil registries. Civil registries, I've said that latest next year by April, all the counties, all the constituencies must have a civil registry to start with, as we work to go closer. And by December, I have said 2 of them must open a civil registry office in this county to take services closer. Mental wellness, I agree. ICT, withdrawal of cases, village elders, acting OCSs, all those issues here, acting OCSs, the IG is going to deal with it. Mambo ya health cover, it's being reviewed. Your health cover for the police officers is being reviewed with a view of incorporating the issues you're raising here. Mambo mingi, rehabilitation center, hiyo ni ya governor. Jenge rehabilitation center, aweke lights, serious places. What we have said for our students is that because of security, unique security challenges that we face, our students and their dean of students should be incorporated or invited to sub-county police, sub-county security committee meetings so that you can discuss their challenges at the sub-county level. The same to border. You need to incorporate them because they are a very important team, or the transport sector generally. Their leadership should be able to come together. But the uniqueness of border ni ile maneno tunasema wanaingia mpaka huko ndani. I think that prisons, we have captured your issues, mambo ya wildlife, compensation, and so forth. This and many others are very important. In our social media pages, I think there are also some questions people are raising. Mike Wakadenge anasema, there is a group of youths calling themselves 42 brothers who are killing and injuring wananchi without mercy. Chiefs and assistant chiefs know them, but they have been doing nothing. It's actually not chiefs and assistant chiefs who should do something. The OCSs, you need to do something so that we can make sure that we do proper enforcement. If people are a criminal gang, those are people who are lethal, and it is us to do enforcement. And I understand the challenges we have. Some are saying being arrested, judiciary releases, DPP returns the file. Let's work together in a multi-agency forum. You have got users a forum in every county that can be used to thrash out issues that attach with us and the judiciary. There is a lot of insecurity in Siaya County as a whole. People are being butchered like animals. No, this is an exaggeration. Siaya is safe. It's good for investment. There are challenges of insecurity here and there, like any other county, but it is not even as severe as sometimes can be exaggerated in such statements. So, Bwana Wakadenge, whereas we agree that we have challenges, Siaya is safe, it's a good place for investment, people are going about their business, we have challenges for security and we will deal with them. But it is not to the extent of saying people are being butchered every day. That is not the language for this place. At least that's not a security assessment. Paul Oyuga Oriaro, kindly establish a police post at North Yimbo Chief Office, Usigu Sub-County, to curb the increasing case of insecurity around the area. Wapi mtu anatoka North Yimbo, chief wa North Yimbo? Ako wapi? Ama ni ma-chiefs? Chief, iko shida huko, nataka police post? No, you don't need a mic. You don't need a mic. It's just okay. You have shida kama hiyo? OCS wa area hiyo? Wapi OCS mwenye anakava North Yimbo? Ni Usenge, eh? Do we need a police post like this man is saying? Okay, so you need to do the assessment and then escalate it accordingly. You find out whether it is necessary and whether we are able to do it and we have the strength to do so. Leonard Wasonga, kindly do a spot inspection of matatus over all public transport overload passengers. That is true all over the country. Now, this is where it is not just the traffic department, it is also members of public. Matatu inabeba 14 na unajua. na wewe bado unaingia unasema tu tupendane, tuingie. We also need to take responsibility as citizens, because if that matatu ikipata accident, we are losing lives because of that irresponsibility. We need officers, Yunde police post. We will see what we can do. As a resident of Siaya, one challenge that we do face, that was Onya Aindo, na mwisho Opondo Lawrence. As a resident of Siaya County, one challenge that we do face is that our police officers do not have houses. They live in houses that resemble those that were used by colonialists. Kindly address the issue of plus patrol vehicles and motorbikes. That is through Opondo, and I had answered earlier that some of those issues we are dealing with. Mimi nashukuru sana. Kwa hivyo, sasa at least nimeattempt kujibu. You will see all your issues captured based on the memoranda you gave us and the things you raised here and the ones that were already given to us by the county security team. It's now my opportunity to invite Honorable Chanda on behalf of the members of parliament here so that you can recognize the speaker, or let me call the speaker. The speaker, please recognize the MCAs. Sema neno moja, ita Mheshimiwa Chanda, ni kama hakuna mtu mwingine ana recognize, alafu aite Mheshimiwa Governor. Si namna hiyo, alafu tumalizie hapo. Asante sana. Thank you very much.
Makofi mazuri kwa Bwana CS. Bwana CS, this is the political class. I may not be a politician, but I work with politicians. When we see you here from this region is ODM stronghold. It sounds irrelevant, but we remember when you used to be in ODM with Baba, you are a staunch supporter. And every time you used to be on TV, we could all be glued there. Can you clap for the CS? Bwana CS, this is the best opportunity you've given us. And to the political class, when the police officer mentioned that you have security officers, that those security officers can also be a threat to security. I received a message from one of those security officers, and they said, the message said, huyo mngwana leo anatukana, hatutaki, lakini juzi tulipokuwa Nairobi wakati wa maandamano tuliwasaidia polisi. So he said, we should appreciate them much as they work within the law. Sina mengi, lakini nataka kusema kwamba Bwana CS, just one. You mentioned in your response that Siaya is a very peaceful place. Indeed, it is not as hostile as reported elsewhere. But I'll request, as I introduce MCAs, that just 2 MCAs from Game to give you the picture about security situation in Game. Then you will indeed appreciate that much as it is not as bad, but the deaths are threatening because the manner in which they are executed. May I introduce members of the County Assembly by way of standing? I'll just recognize you. Muamke tafadhali, kama kuna mic wapewe. Hakuna kuzungumza, ni kujitambulisha. Or I just they're the only politicians who are here. Please, please, please. Just your names, please. I know there's no time. Just your names, please. In the interest of time, if you speak much, I will then take it back.
I'm Jambo.
Just say your name.
Shalom Odoro Tino.
So?
Representing youths.
Please, from wherever you are, or move closer. Make it easy for us. I don't want to introduce you in chorus, but if you
Good afternoon. I'm Anna Wansila also, presenting marginalized women in Siaya County.
Justus Oguta Ubuya, West
Very
Buyoma.
good, very good. Please, quickly, quickly.
Freddy Kodhiambo, mimi ndio msimamizi wa walemavu Siaya County.
Thank you.
Philip Oluoch, North Game.
Songesha microphone huko tafadhali haraka haraka.
Uduor Peter, Ukwala Ward.
Thank you.
Susan Okwiri from Game. Kindly, Mr. Speaker, allow me to just make one statement. I would request the cabinet minister to assist us in Game. Game is leading in homicide and the femicide. As a woman leader, I would really request, as much as we are working well with the, your team in Game sub-county, Wagai, where I come from, and our sister Gemu Yala that we work together, we kindly request you to look for a comprehensive approach to end these incidents that are in Game for the safety of our women, men, and the girls, the school-going girls in Game. Thank you.
Thank you.
Rose Rabinya nominated. Alice Odhiambo nominated, Alega of Song.
Dora Bonyo nominated from South Game Ward.
Thank you.
Yuni Israel Achieng Ndolo, MCA South Sakwa Ward.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm CPA Marco Keo, MCA West Assembly.
My name is Mercedes Scholastic Amado, and I also just want to mention, Mr. CS, that we are bringing up a bill called Siaya Widows Protection Bill, and these issues that were talked about, terrorists, are going to be addressed there. Thank you.
Thank you.
Buka Washington Bonyo, North Oyam.
Thank you.
Edwin Otieno representing Ugunja Ward, also the majority leader here County Assembly.
Omondi Michael, South Yoma.
When I see Omondi Michael is friends with your friend Kibet Mashamba. Very close friend, he lived there.
Podo John, representing Sidindi Ward.
Simon Nangule, West Timbo.
Cynthia Ndar nominated.
Dorothy Oinga representing youth.
Good afternoon, my name is Ben Adala, North Ugenya.
Kinyanyi William. CS nafikiria unanifahamu, tumekuwa naye Nairobi miaka mingi tukiwa na Charles Kiter na president wetu. Yangu ni machache kidogo. Bwana CS, yangu ni kuuliza, in a police station like Yala, how many police officers are we supposed to be having that OCPD? Because I think in Game Yala, the police officers there, they're not enough. And I'm also having a small discussion with the OCPD. He also has a problem. When the officers being transferred there, somewhere, somehow, they influence their way. The transfer is being transferred. So this is also giving a very hard time to the officers manning those stations. So if anything can be done, that any officer above, if you've been posted to a police station, nobody should interfere with the posting. That is also really affecting the police station. All in all, Yala has been having a problem, but I think it's being managed with a few officers that we have. But something should be done, because insecurity in that area is very bad. Bwana Wafula, the only thing that you did say, me as on this side, I don't budget for you, but I'll provide you with a motorbike to help you do patrol. You should give me
Thank you.
kidole on that.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes.
Vincent Odawa, North Olega Ward.
Gordon Onguru Nyango, MCA representing East Assembly.
When I say yes, I would have wished Gordon Onguru comes from an area where there is gold mining. If you can say just in 1/4 minute.
Thank you, Speaker and the Governor and the CS. I would like, as you have said, that my area, we have artisanal mining going on. But the worst situation we have now, as a political leader, you are only looked after when an incident has occurred. Nowadays, because most of these lands are owned individually, people just start digging. And there is a lot of holes which are very hazardous to our community. So there should be some regulation and measures from the ministry to control the vice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm Oduro Dongo. I'm the Deputy Speaker, Siaya County Assembly.
Thank you. Next.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. As yes, I'm Mocheng Baraka Seth. I represent the interest of the people of East Game. And I think I've been accorded 1 minute because the region where I represent of late was on the media about the cases of murder. I want to say that the police that we have are really trying, Murkomen. But as much as they are trying, in some instances, some of them lack professionalism. The instances that we have is a case whereby when the locals are ready to give information to the police, and then you find some few will want to give back the information back to the community. So people fear giving information to the police. However much they are trying, and from where we come from, as much as there have been many deaths, I want to thank the DCI and the OCS and the OCPD Wafula of Yala that they have tried. But lastly, let us also ensure that when we give out police stations and police posts, let us follow them with resources. We can't have a police station with only 4 policemen, and then we want them to handle all the cases that we have. So as much as they are trying, we should also ensure that we improve on that. I've said that, but it's not the first time I'm meeting you.
Thank you.
Mheshimiwa Murkomen, the last time I was with you, the timing was very poor, and things were not okay. But today we are here, and I hope everything will be okay. Thank you very much.
Allow me to unpack that to the crowd so that you get to know what Mheshimiwa is talking about. In all these things we do, political tolerance is important. There was a time soon after elections when Mheshimiwa Seth Baraka and 2 others went to Nairobi and took a picture with the CS Mheshimiwa Murkomen. That was an issue. When they came back home, we trumped up charges against them as the assembly, and they never liked it. Today, we are very happy. In fact, I'll be bringing him to your office so that we take another picture and brand it broad-based government inawezekana. Now, that is the last. May I now ask members of the county executive that are here, you just stand up. We recognize you, so the CS, County Executive Committee. Thank you very much for coming. Then members of the county, not members, staff of the county assembly, wherever you are. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming. Lastly, Bwana CS, this is the best opportunity because we are recognizing that in all we do, even on security matters, political coexistence is important. Bwana CS, some time back there was demonstrations, and I want you to please understand this. When there were demonstrations in Bondo, a chief in that area had his home burnt down. Because there was no political tolerance, the people who were there accused him, the protesters accused him of having led the police to arrest or shoot a civilian. The police are reported to have executed this. The politicians are accused to have sponsored this. The chief is accused to have identified the person, the officer to have shot. If that happened today, because now there is political tolerance, I am sure the chief's home would not have been burnt down. That civilian would not have been shot dead. And I therefore say that in all this we do, let us strive to ensure that this political tolerance, that is what this country needs. I don't want to say much more. Allow me at this point to invite Mheshimiwa Ochanda. Na makofi tafadhali.
Now, thank you very much, CS. CS, I think from what I've seen, the interface and interaction is superb, is good. And it's an exercise that I think you need to run on with. And you need to run on with when we escalate it beyond this, such that maybe you also take time to cluster the members of parliament and have time with them. Even after this, you can join Kisumu, Siaya again together for 1 hour or 2, just to see that some of these things, like now I don't have time, but I had much to say. So if that can happen, it may help us a great deal. I only want to mention 1 or 2 things, and very quickly. The first one, the matters lake security. I think we've not taken, or the government has not taken time to understand what the problem there. the problem that we have in the lake, may not just be placing these units that we are requesting. Units may be good, may be temporary. But you need to understand that economy. Where the problem is fish. Fish is born in Kenya, and fish goes to Uganda. Fishermen must follow it. It's as simple as that. So it's a bit more complex that when you want to look at it in terms of security alone, there may be more things that you may need to look at. So I request that if you can have a little bit more time, get a small group of people, including myself, those of us who are born and bred there, we'll isolate some of the critical things that we have there. They may not just be issues of security units. The other thing I will bring, CS, is I've been a member of parliament now in Bondo for like 13 or 12 years. I've gone through a lot of experiences now. I may not have that time, but let me isolate two or three things. Number one, the image of the police. The image. I don't know, but if this example I want to bring out can help. The new unit, the new sub-county unit that was created, an AP commandant is posted. And then I think in the process, when it's to get new or additional officers, the request is made from different bases and units or different stations. When those stations are releasing one or two of their staff, they release the worst. They release the worst. So, and that station, where they were headed, or where they were coming to, is basically 800 meters away from my home. All the first 5 officers that got there, the same day, all of them were drunk, all of them didn't know where they were, all of them were running around in the village looking for food. They didn't have anything to eat. Imagine your officers running around in the villages of people that they have never met before, looking for food. And then they were drinking all manner of things that they found there. The following day, what the villagers were saying, is this the meaning of the new sub-county? So if you want to get those who are making the image of the police look the way it sometimes appears, get all the stations of the bases. Tell them to isolate for you the people that you give a different assignment. They release for you the worst. And the worst is exactly what the public is seeing as the image of the police. It will help a great deal. The second one, which again is an observation, is you mentioned, you alluded to it. For the period that I've been a member of parliament, I've worked with 13 DCCs. 13 in 13 years. So meaning that an average of 1 per year. Yet there are those that have been there for 3-4 years. So you can imagine, there was a year that I think I worked with 5 different DCCs. So if you are with DCC like that, how will they settle down to work? That's a big problem. Then, in the same way, I've also worked with close to 7 OCPDs in the same period. Most of this, every single time they come in, they are given. Because we know who the criminals that are there. We know the thugs that are there. Allow it to grow for a while, it becomes these big gangs that we are talking about. They start in a very small manner. And they start particularly in these small towns of ours. They are there. Whether they are for hire or forever, they are thugs. They are goons. They are bad people. And we know them. People know them. This list, the names are given. Sometimes the beginning of when we have new officers, OCPD, DCIO, our DCs, we give these names. But if you followed the list that was given for the first time that I was there, the first 10 people, I don't think 8 have been arrested. They keep doing the same things. They're the same thugs. When we are talking about stealing of lorries, they are the ones who are mentioned. Talking about stealing of cars across the country up to Busia. They're the ones who are mentioned. Stealing shops and all this, they are the ones who are mentioned. But they are still there. And they are known. What do we do? So that's something that I thought is important that you get to have. Because it's like there's a problem somewhere. Where even those who are arrested in one day, the second day, they are released, the third day, minus any charges. And I think it's growing. And if you allow it to grow the way it's going, we get into the thugs like now the regional commissioners are fighting within Kisumu. The very final one is another experience again, is in terms of the police and the chiefs. You've mentioned it, let me not go to it so much. But there is a big issue. Then there's a big issue in the criminal justice system in terms of how ODPP and all these things. There are things that when we have time, I want to believe, particularly when we meet with the members of parliament, we can help you isolate them. I sympathize with you, CS. You are the CS that has to be in parliament almost every week to answer this kind of questions. Questions to do with the issues of security. This may be shortened if we have a time, we meet groups of members of parliament, either per region or whatever. Then you reduce your going to parliament to answer these too many little questions about every other thing that is happening. So with that, because of time again, and because I also have an idea how we can get to you, let me stop at that point. Asanteni sana. Oh, yes. Then let me take this single opportunity to bring our governor, Governor James Orengo. Because we are bringing the governor, there's one or two things that were mentioned. But I think this one's, Governor, if we had a situation where our county commissioner will take this thing and sit down with you, like the issues of, somebody may be blaming you that either they are prisoners or remandees are taken to hospital and then money is required. Sometimes they think you know. So I think maybe they need to take time so that some of those things are put together and you see how to address them. Karibu sana, Governor.
Asante sana kwa mgeni wetu wa heshima, Waziri Onesmus Murkomen. Tunakukaribisha sana Siaya na ujumbe wako. Na tangu uingie asubuhi karibu saa 3:30 saa 4, umekaa na sisi mpaka saa hizi karibu saa 11 inaelekea. Na inaonekana kama tunazidi kuongea, pengine unaweza kulala hapa leo Siaya. Na nasema unaweza kulala Siaya kwa sababu wakati tumekuja hapa nilikumbuka ya kwamba nilipochaguliwa mbunge mara ya kwanza, Rais Moi alikuwa amekuja hapa Siaya, akalala kwa hii nyumba hii. Ili walifanya marekebisho na akalala hapa na akakutana na viongozi wa kutoka katika district yenyewe. Wakati ile ilikuwa ni county. Kwa bahati mbaya mimi sikubaliwa kuingia hapa. Nilirushwa nje kabisa. Lakini mambo imegeuka. Mimi jambo langu la kwanza ni wewe, tumefanya kazi na wewe. Na najua wewe mchapa kazi. Tumefanya kazi katika bunge, najua ujuzi wako na pia mwelekeo na itikadi zako nazijua. Tumefanya kazi si kwa zile miaka 10 tumekuwa kule kwa Senate, lakini wakati ya kuzungumzia mambo ya katiba ulikuwa kamati muhimu sana ambayo ilikuwa na jadili mambo ya ugatuzi. Ukiona ile chapter ya katiba ambao inaongea kwa mambo ya ugatuzi, mkono na fikira za waziri ziko pale ndani. Na mimi kama sasa katika cheo cha gavana najua kazi ambayo ulifanya. Haikuwa kazi rahisi kwa sababu kulikuwa na watu wengine wakati huo ukisema ya kwamba serikali ugatuzi itaongozwa na gavana. Wakasema gavana ya nini? Gavana ni mmoja tu peke yake Kenya nzima. Ni gavana ya Central Bank. Hiyo upuzi mwache. Lakini mfanya kazi vilivyo mpaka tukawa na katiba, na muhimu ni kwamba tukawa na zile vipengele vya ugatuzi na ziko pale katika katiba yetu. Jambo langu la pili pia kwa sababu umekuwa hapa Siaya, ni kurudishia wewe asante, kwa sababu stadium yetu ambayo inapongezwa sana. Wewe umetusaidia sana sana wakati ambao tulikuwa tunakuwa na ile sherehe ya Pinluo na Rais William Ruto alipokuwa akija kufungua hilo stadium, ukatupatia viti karibu 20,000. Hata hakutumia zote. Zile mpango za upanuzi tukimaliza, hatutakuwa na shida za viti. Tulipatia viti ya kutosha. Na pia pamoja na hela karibu milioni 50 ambayo imetoka kwa idara yake wakati ambao alikuwa anaongoza mambo ya sports. So nataka mpigie waziri makofi kidogo. Na sasa pesa zaidi tena imeingia huko. Na hiyo bila kazi ambayo ulifanya haingekuwa rahisi kupata hizo pesa kuingia huko. Mimi tumeongea kwa ofisi na sitaki kurudia yale ambao yamezungumzia. Kuna yale ambao yamezungumziwa hapa na tuliyataja wakati tulikuwa katika ofisi yangu. Na nataka kutoa tu ujumbe moja tu ya kwamba sura ya serikali na chombo cha serikali mashinani ni hao wenzetu maofisa ambao wamekaa hapa. Hawa ile uzito ya kueneza zile policies, programs na itikadi za serikali, mzigo mkubwa wamebeba. Kwa hivyo mimi nikisikia kueleza zile shida wanayo, hata mimi naona kwamba zikiweza kusuluhishwa haraka, hata mimi nitafurahi sana. Mimi nilikuwa mtoto wa polisi. Nimekuwa katika hizi station nyingi sana katika Kenya hii. Kwa hivyo nikisikia upande wa usalama, polisi, najua kwamba najua wamejaribu kunifunga, lakini inaonekana walijua mimi nilizaliwa huko kwa polisi. Mimi nataka niseme hivi na kurudishia asante sana. Hii ni kama baraza, na machief na assistant chief wanakuwa na mabaraza. Sasa wewe katika zile ngazi zako za juu umeleta baraza hapa Siaya mchana mzima. Wakati nilikuwa kwa bunge mara ya kwanza, tulieleza na wale wengine ambao walitangulia ya kwamba ukitaka kuwa na sifa katika bunge, wewe uwe na hali ya kutolewana na polisi na administration. Ikiwa mnachapana kule mashinani, pengine utapata sympathies kutoka kwa wananchi. Naona hata kuna assistant chief, sijui chief mwingine ameongea hapa vizuri sana akizungumza mambo ya chang'aa. Na hiyo ukizungumza na hiyo ni njia ya kupata kura. Lakini maarifa zetu na mwenendo zetu ni tofauti. Lazima tukae kama viongozi na tuyajali yale mahitaji ya wananchi. Kwa hivyo mimi nasema ya kwamba lazima tuzidi kuwa na ushirikiano baina ya serikali kuu na serikali gatuzi, na tutafanya kazi pamoja. Na safari hiyo ni moja, ni vile katiba imeeleza ya kwamba there's only one government, indivisible government, but we have levels of government. Niliona OCS kutoka Akala, huyo anajua katiba sana sana sana. Ile Bill of Rights umesoma sana sana. Na karibu niseme ya kwamba wewe ungekuwa wakili kuliko kuwa a police officer, but I think we need police officers who understand the Bill of Rights and can apply them even as they work with the government, so that we have true protectors of the Bill of Rights within government. Kwa hivyo mimi kuna maswali vile Bwana Ochanda amesema zile zinahusisha county government, lakini mimi naomba tutakuwa na wakati mwingine tukae chini, kama yale ya kutibiwa na wale mabusu ama watu wameshikwa na polisi ama watu wamepelekwa katika mahospitali wakiwa wamejeruhiwa pengine kwa accident. Hiyo tutaona namna ya kutatua, hatuwezi kushindwa kutatua. Na langu ya mwisho, ujaribu sana kurudi hapa Siaya. Najua ukiendelea kurudi hapa Siaya, hiyo itamaanisha kwamba tunafanya kazi as one nation and one people. And I know you, when we were in government, even when in the Senate, sometimes we were on the opposite sides. But on all the essential issues, we agreed. We agreed. Hata wakati tunapiga kura upande huu na upande huu, but essentially on fundamental matters, tulikuwa tunasikizana. Hata mambo ya Senate, wakati tulikosa kazi na nini, tumelemewa, tukienda kotini tulikuwa tunakwenda pamoja, bega kwa bega, mpaka tukafaulu katika mahakama. Kwa hivyo mimi sitaki niende zaidi, na kupongeza na timu yako Bwana Masengeli, wewe ulinisaidia wakati mwingine napongeza. Si kunisaidia ya kwamba nilifanya makosa lakini kwa uzuri, na nikapongeza na kupongeza. Asante sana, shukrani, asante. Na nataka nisikie makofi kwa waziri, nisikie makofi. Asante.
Now, I was doing a political crime. Apparently, Elisha Odhiambo sent a representative.
Okay.
And we can't allow him to talk at this moment, but he has some letter which I think was presented to you. So let's recognize that Elisha sent in a representative. I don't want to go with that.
Pigia makofi representative ya Mheshimiwa Elisha. Bas, nikimaliza nataka kushukuru sana Mheshimiwa Gavana James Orengo ambaye nimesema tayari. Sikujua kwamba anajua Kiswahili. Nilifikiria mimi niko afadhali kwa mambo ya Kiswahili, lakini nimeona kwamba ako na Kiswahili mufti sana. Ningependa kumpongeza, na nilisema kwamba yeye ni gavana mstahiki ambaye nimekuwa nikimwangalia kwa miaka mingi sana. Mheshimiwa Gavana, hata leo umeonyesha kwamba wewe ni mtu mpole, mnyenyekevu. Kwa kuketi tu hapa na kutusikiliza sisi, nimejifunza kitu kwako, kwamba wewe sio mjeuri vile unakuanga mkali. Unaweza kuwa mkali lakini ni mnyenyekevu. Kwa hivyo tunakushukuru sana kwa kukaa na sisi. Nashukuru Mheshimiwa Ochanda, sikio Mheshimiwa Speaker. Umekuja hapa na waenzi sana na washukuru sana. Ile mambo yote ambayo imesemwa hapa, ningependa kusema kama vile gavana amesema, nitarudi tena. Na siku ya kurudi haitakuwa kwa baraza kama hii. Nitarudi tuende huko mashinani. Tuende tuone mambo ya security ya huko ndani. Tuende baraza kufungua new sub county, kuja kuangalia kazi huko ndani. Sitarudi tena ya kukaa tu sehemu mkutano kama huu. Leo ilikuwa ni kutengeneza base yenye tukirudi sasa tunaona tulikubaliana hivi, tukisonga mbele. Pia ningependa kusema kwamba yale yote Governor Orengo amesema ni kweli. Lakini hajasema kitu moja, kwamba alipokuwa waziri wa mashamba, yeye ndio baba alimwambia atafute CV yangu ndio akanipatia kazi. Kwa hivyo yeye pia amenisaidia hapo awali kutoka ile directives ya Prime Minister. Na mimi ni kijana ya baba. Hata wakati tulikuwa tunashindana, generally nilikuwa watu walikuwa wananisuspect. Nilikuwa generally watu wana suspicious. Yeah, wanakiona hivi na kama kungekuwa na shida naambiwa pigia baba. So mimi nilikuwa natumwa huko nyuma. Mimi nafurahi sana na broad based government kwa sababu I am at home nikiwa na hawa, nimekuwa na hawa kwa safari ya mbali sana, especially the prime minister tumekuwa na yeye na mheshimiwa James Orengo. Mnajua yeye ni kiongozi tunamtegemea. Hata kwa Senate he used to be, even when he was not the leader, alikuwa ni opinion leader. Akishaongea hiyo maneno hata speaker anakubali, na ilikuwa inaniletea hasara sana. Nilikuwa naona wivu kwamba speaker wa Senate anategemea mtu ya opposition, lakini nashukuru sana tunafanya kazi pamoja. Kwa hivyo nawashukuru, asanteni. Kabla hatujaondoka, ningependa kumpatia kwa niaba ya wale wote tumekuja DIG Masengeli afunge mkutano.
Thank you so much, Sir CS. I know we are racing against time and of court. Allow me to talk on two very briefly. Sir, when the sender does not hold, things will fall apart. I'm just asking the security agencies, let us not let the sender fall apart. Because when the sender falls apart, the security will be in chaos. The Mwananchi will not be safe anymore. And it's us now that we have to bring discipline and order in the Mwananchi that prevails all time, always. We have to ensure we go with the community policing, we partner with the community for their own safety. Sir, the other one is arrow of God. When a man brings home firewood invested with ants, he should not be surprised when he is visited by, or when lizards pay visit to him. Reasons, they are looking for the ants that are invested in the firewood. This one is just a calling for us that the security proverb warns us that those not sensitive with the security, early warnings, if you harbor the criminal as the community, at the end of the day, crime will thrive. And when crime thrives, that will be the end of some orderliness in that area. Thank you, sir. May I just submit that, and may God bless you.